and also condemned the incidents from last night. Currently in the country we have 68 registered political parties, and as we know, political parties are fully entrenched in the constitution because of the role that they play in democratization and also allowing for free speech and exercising our democratic rights. As of today, based on the 2011 amendment of the Political Parties Act, only 2 parties receive funding from government. That is Jubilee and ODM. However, each of these political parties is expected to comply with the law, is expected to have offices like this, is expected to have staff, is expected to come up with ideas like the ones that the ThirdWay has come up with, and all these require resources. We've been engaging with the different arms of government and other stakeholders to find ways that we can revert to the law that was there during the Kibaki era, where political parties were getting funding, just at least to keep their lights up and ensure that they can carry the civic role that they're actually supposed to be doing. Currently, Parliament, under the Committee on Constitutional Implementation, has already come up with a bill called the Special Interest Group Bill, Amendment for 2019, and the bill has various proposals which allows for political parties to start getting some share of these funds. But again, that bill still is not, we find that if we were to pass the bill as proposed today by Parliament, only 9 political parties will get funding. But we have come up with new proposals, and we will be in Parliament next week on Tuesday to meet with the committee to present some amendment to that bill to allow for more political parties to be funded by the Exchequer, by Wanjiko, so that we have a lot more robust democratic space in this country. As we see, what we are terming as a small party is the one that has come up with the first referendum, an initiative that could lead us to a referendum. It's not the big party, because these so-called small parties are the ones that are fully engaging with the grassroots, because they are very much grassroots centered. So I think for us will be to seek to have to request and hope that the National Assembly and other stakeholders will support the entrenchment of the democracy by strengthening of political parties.
Thanks. Thank you. Let me also remind Nyambega what I've said repeatedly, that never underestimate the power of smallness. If you do, try sleeping in a dark room with a mosquito.
It's not easy.
You will know how powerful a mosquito can be. Anyway, let me give you numbers. Number 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's a 4. No. Okay, so let's do in that order, please. Yes, sir. Which was a democratic right of anybody to participate or not, yes.
So now, from where you sit,
yeah.
They are supposed to be able to constitute or be able to let me say, a body that can be livable, quote unquote, to run an election. In an unlikely event that we are forced to go to referendum, you have faith in IEBC delivering credible results of the referendum? That's one. 2, there's a bill that Nyambega has spoken about, the referendum law, that is currently under the Legal Affairs Committee.
Yeah.
It has gone, it has been published. I don't know whether you've been invited or to be able to give a comment on that. I don't know whether you're going to look at it. What's your status?
Okay. So first of all, please, let's stop this tired narrative. When people dislike a constitutional body, they start championing ideas of, abolition or disbandment. We have maintained our position as a party that we don't believe in disbanding constitutional commissions or even disbanding IEBC more specifically. What we believe in, if you know that these people have committed any offense known to law, let's take them to task. Let's seek accountability. And for your information, boss, and you should be able to look at this, Chapter 15 on commissions, constitutional commission, says a commission is properly constituted when it has a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 9 commissioners. Does IEBC have 3 commissioners? Does it have 9 commissioners? So is it properly constituted? Exactly. Now, what was the indictment? That it did not follow the law, right? Then they were told, go and follow the law strictly, in accordance to Article 140, Sub-Article 3 of the Constitution of Kenya. The same court that had indicted IEBC also confirmed the second election results. Okay? So again, let's let's not play politics, please, with whether we like IEBC or not, this suspicion. In fact, and as I've said it, if there is one body to be disbanded in this country, it's probably government.
In its entirety.
Yes. IEBC did by-elections. Mbona watu wakukata hizo results ya hiyo by-elections? And you know how many by-elections they did? Why is it that we are only talking about IEBC being bad? And I'm not excusing any mistakes within IEBC. If there are mistakes, I'm saying let's follow the law. Let's indict them. Lakini pia tusiseme tu ati sababu tumekataa kukubaliana nao na matokeo ya kitaifa, ati sasa we disband them. After all, wenye walikuwa nasema IEBC kwa disband, siku hizi ni kama wamenyamaza, wametulia kabisa. Mbona pia hiyo swali usifuatilie wewe? Mbona wametulia? Na sisemi ni akina nani, hata nyinyi mwenyewe mnajua. Ya pili, I promise you we'll look at the referendum law, but you see, I'll also tell you this. That referendum law was rushed to try and kill PunguzaMizigo by those parliamentarians. And you can tell Cheptuma said that. Because when they invited us one time to the National Assembly to speak about our PunguzaMizigo, then they lied to us that, they are going to call everybody else who has proposals on how to amend the constitution. But till today, we haven't seen any. Yeah, and then they refused to record us unanswered. But we honored the invitation anyway. And you can ask Jeremiah Kioni, who was the chairman of that committee. So they want to play politics. Sijui hatuwezi kwenda kwa referendum sababu hatuna referendum law. Hiyo ni siasa duni. Sisi tunasema waangazie maono ambayo tumependekeza, mambo ambayo tumependekeza katika huu mswada. Kama yana manufaa, yanafaidi watu wao, tafadhali twende tupige kura. I've demonstrated to you how we have made it simple. Utapiga yes for the improved katiba, ama upige no, ubaki na mizigo rather. Si ndio? Uamuzi ni wako. Afternoon. Yeah. And by the way, Mashara kidogo tu. In fact, in this process of verification, by the way, and here I think I want to say we really want to thank IEBC for what they did. The process was very meticulous, But even for us, just to explain to you, before we started this process, we actually went to IEBC to say, okay, how did the other processes, where did they go wrong? Utakumbuka Punda Mechoko of Moses Kuria, utakumbuka Okoa Kenya, sindio? So they told us that those processes did not follow certain steps that they preferred. For example, one of the questions was, how do we make it easy for IEBC to be able to verify the supporters to the bill? The idea was you give them a soft copy and a hard copy and demonstrate that somebody has actually signed. So what IEBC did, they came up with a referendum committee, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, referendum committee. That was headed by Masudi. And they explained to us the process they are going to follow. They invited us to KICD. We had our own agents who are also here. We had a team of observers. Even you members of the media were actually invited. You saw how the process was done. So the process was above board. I think what I'm saying to you, my brother, is this. Mtu akifanya mambo mazuri, mpongeze pia. Sio tu kila wakati kujaribu kwa finyilia chini. Because that seems to be the operative thing. When IEBC announces favorable results for you, they are okay. Yeah. But when you have doubts about whether they have done or they should go. No, tuacheni hiyo ni kwa kigeugeu. Au vigeugeu wa siasa waache maneno yao bana. Yeah? Mashairi tuende kazi. We were given. No. And we couldn't have gone because we could not have gone because, like I said to you before, and you can see our statement, BBI is amorphous, it's directionless, it's duplicious, it's unconstitutional, it's a waste of our money.
Period.
Because if you look at their TORs, they are saying they need to establish what ails this country. We have said, if they were to write a report, and I was offering even to write a report for them, it will be one sentence. Address toxic politics in Kenya. Period. And we also know the people who are driving toxic politics in this country. And therefore, if the founders, the fathers of BBI wanted to actually fix what ails this country, they will implement fully TJRC report, the Ndungu report, the Akiumi report, the Waki, the Kriegler, you know, the Ouko report. There are so many. All those reports have established what ails our country. They will also stop theft of public money. You know, that is what ails. So me, I don't want to talk much about BBI, but you know, we are in court with them. We are actually seeking their disbandment. We need them to stop spending any more money. And even if, by the way, they eventually file their report, I will go to court to ensure that they are being surcharged individually and collectively. That is not prudent use of money in accordance with Article 201 of the Constitution of this country. So there's no way I'm going to honor any invitation from BBI. But listen, okay, what is even their proposal? How do you honor people who hide, collective views under the curtain, behind curtains, in boardrooms? We went to bus stops, we went to marketplaces, we walked the streets to ask people, what do you want to change? Do you agree with us? That is how you collect. And let me tell you, to paraphrase Joe Ageo of the News Gang, if you watched the other episode, and even yesterday, he said, there are only two ways, and he's very correct. There are only two ways you can propose to change the constitution of this country. Either through parliamentary initiative, which is under Article 256, or through popular initiative, which is under Article 257. Anything else is rumors, propaganda, katiba ibadilishwe kwenye mazishi, ama political rally, ama wishful thinking, maharusi. Yeah? Katiba inabadilishwa ukienda kwa watu, utoe mapendekezo yako, na katiba inasema, wewe mwenye unataka kupromote constitutional amendment, you draft a bill or an opinion, you bring it before people. That's how you make a proposed constitutional amendment. If they ever come up with anything, I hope it will be kupunguzia Wakenya mizigo, sio kuwaongezea mizigo. Yes, Vincent. I'll come to you next. Kana watu wa BBI wako wengi sana hapa.
You have to ask him to resign.
Yes.
He said he will resign. Yes.
The day is here.
Oh, if he's a person with integrity, yeah, if he has any integrity, any iota of integrity, and if he wants to honor his term his terms as a leader, then Sifuna should first of all be apologizing to Ekuru Court, our Secretary General who there in that show on that day, and then offer his resignation. That is the measure of integrity. But
if he can't do it, we can write a resignation letter,
then
he can sign it.
he can sign it.
Because maybe he's not bold enough to do it.
That's the second option.
Yeah. So, but seriously, like our chairman of PPLC said, let's not underestimate, if we only focus on issues and ideas in this country, it does not matter from which quarter these issues come from. There are people who have claimed to be opposition in this country for nearly 15 years. But what do we know them for? We just came into the picture the other day, and you can see there is a bill. We are going to cause a conversation around account. But you see, that's by the wayside. We want them to just look at the issues that we have proposed. Yeah? And to answer to your question, there is actually no space to renegotiate issues into this bill. Again, I will urge you to just read Article 257. Once you are promoting an issue, then you reduce it into a bill. Because now it means we'll have to go back to our 1.2 million supporters and seek fresh mandate from them to promote another version of PunguzaMizigo.
Or insert any.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, if you look at PunguzaMizigo in all fairness, the issues we're addressing, it is what BBI is trying to chase. Corruption, reducing wage bill. You know, we tested the waters ourselves. There is no way, and mark my word, Kenyans will accept an expanded executive. Mark my word, it will never happen. That bill will die, or whatever proposal will die on arrival. And you know, accommodating 2-3 people is not accommodating everybody. In fact, if you want to be inclusive then let's even have a rotational presidency for all the 44 tribes of this country. And you know, some of us will have to wait, I don't know, 200 years maybe, or before we get there. Yes, sir.
One, the first hurdle was jumped successfully. IEBC has given you a lot. Now, the most assemblies and parliament. And why I'm asking is that for at least half of the county assemblies to also do what IEBC did and maybe back the 1.2 million supporters.
Aware of this, but already County Assemblies Forum has endorsed PunguzaMizigo just the other day. And you can look for Speaker Osoi of Kajiado County who presented that question. So we're not worried about that. But secondly, we have emphasized that let's look at the issues. And of course we have reached out to members of the County Assembly, and actually we have written to each and every one of them. If we look at the issues we are actually proposing in this bill, including but not limited to the fact that we now need a ward development fund where we can begin to measure maendeleo at the ward level. To be honest with you, it may not matter which parties control them. You know, and many of them have assured us that this bill, we are waiting for it. When are you bringing it? You know, so I think I'm an optimist that when people put aside politics and look at issues, then we will actually make the right decision. And that has been our appeal even today in our press conference. We hope people will. And to parliamentarians, again, it will be their integrity and leadership that is being challenged here. They will have to actually invoke and prick their own conscience, whether they actually are going to make the right decision for this country or not. Because that's the test of leadership now. That's the test of their integrity as leaders. Are they going to be selfish and say, "Mimi sitaki to lose my job because of just me"? To be frank with you, if they did that, they'll be signing their own suicide, political suicide note. Because I know in 2022, none of them will come. In fact, my free advice to them is this: if you truly want to be re-elected, run away with this idea now, before 2022. Run with it. In fact, be the champion, and you'll definitely be re-elected 2022. But for me, I don't see the difficulty. But you know, Kayamba, that even if they don't agree, the final decision will come to the people of Kenya, as per Article 257. And if they agree, even better for the country. Then we don't have to go for a referendum. It's cheaper for the country generally. And we will follow it. And I hope you guys will also ask them these tough questions. And like I said, maybe before you came, there are some of them who support actually the bill. Not.
The trick is that the MCAs, county assemblies might have said that, but the people and the parties they operate, they are opposed to it. You know, because there's what we call party position. Political party leaders, the big wigs don't support that. Now, how would you go about that? Because,
you know, our chairman has spoken, and and he's here. And he's spoken on behalf of all the 68 political parties. So that's the position of all the parties.
And even the 1.2 million came from different parties.
And in fact, our membership in the party by the time we went to election was not 1.2 million, actually 1.4. So you can imagine the 1.2 million people are coming from across the spectrum, which means Kenyans are actually looking at issues now. And I think, as Chairman Nyakera said, I think this is the beginning of maturity of our politics, where people look beyond just parties. You know, people thought that only big political parties, according to Nyambega, are the only ones who could generate issues. But you all now realize that even a small, supposedly small political parties can actually place an agenda on the table. And so long as it's of benefit to the country, I don't see the problem. And that's why we're also appealing to you, Khaemba. You know, even in your own analysis as media, you guys push an agenda how we can change the way we do politics in this country. I think we are tired of doing politics the old way, that lazima fulani sijia aseme ndio to move. You know, we all have a responsibility to help our country move to the next stage. Yeah. So I think we had a youth leader who wanted to speak. Apia will give a vote of thanks. I think Alex, you want to?
Okay. Yeah.
You had a burning issue.
Yeah. No. Thank you, members of the media. My name is Alex Mayore. Now, a lot has been said about this referendum that we began pushing April 2017. We went to the people in the villages, in the mashinani. That's where we went to. So obviously, if you want to change the referendum, that's where you go to. Another thing I want to address is the women's rep position. We are saying we need to remove it because as a party we believe women are equal to males. So we are saying the women like Embrace, they should actually support this bill because it's working for them. And another thing I want to say is we want to encourage the other political players that we are a conversational party. We are giving them a chance to speak to us. We are not here for competition. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Pio JF, the National Youth Leader, ThirdWay Alliance. In my capacity as the National Youth Leader, I would want to thank Kenyans, especially the Kenyan youth who supported us. 47 counties moving left, right for over 1 year. It was not an easy task. But at this level, I would want to thank the political parties representative, my party ThirdWay Alliance, led by Dr. Kuru Okot, and the whole Kenya fraternity who supported the bill from the word go. I believe that the 47 counties assembly will support us in our cause because this